Okay, so today we're going to talk about infidelity. So as always, get your pen, piece of paper, and a pencil ready because here we go. Okay, welcome back. And as I stated earlier, we're going to talk about infidelity today, but we're not going to talk about it in a way that you would think that I would talk about it. So what we're going to talk about are all the things that lead up to someone making the decision that they're going to commit infidelity in their relationship, their marriage. So those are things that we're going to talk about. So the first thing we're going to chat about is sort of how that happens. So in every relationship, we have disagreements. There are some things that we may agree upon early on in a relationship that we don't get or don't see after a while. If you're married for 20 or 30 years, you know this to be true. What you promised early on in a relationship may not necessarily be happening today. So what that does is sometimes it creates a wedge. Think of a wedge like this. It's closed, but then you stop communicating. Wedge opens. No, you're not only stop communicating, but you stop having sex. Wedge opens even more. You not only stop having sex, but then you're arguing all the time. Then you're disagreeing about everything. And then it just becomes an unpleasant experience for you to come home or interact with the other individual. Wedge opens even more. That wedge is what gets you in trouble. So what happens? The wedge is there. We then begin to doing some things that we probably shouldn't be doing. One of the things that we would do is we would begin to connect. So we would connect with someone else that is not our significant other. And when we do that, one of the ways we do that is by talking with someone else, talking with them about our issues. And it's the person that we're talking to that's not the pastor, that's not the therapist, that's not someone who is a neutral party that can provide support to our relationship. We're often talking to someone who's close to us. That could be a friend. That could be a friend of a friend. That could be a coworker. And sometimes that's not good because that puts us in a position where we're now allowing someone else in our relationship that we should not have. And when we allow others in our relationship, we create an opportunity for them to give input, suggestions, and to do small things like learn more about you. Learn about what you're not getting, what you're not receiving from the other individual, what they're not doing for you. And then lo and behold, the person that you're confiding in is now seeking to do those things for you because they think you deserve it. They think that you need it. They want to be a listening ear. They want to be there for you, to support you. So they'll do things like call you all hours of the night or just at times that are just odd. They may seek to send you things, write little notes, send you emails, send you text messages, do all those things in an effort to be of support to you. But the problem is, you created this wedge. And so all they're doing is fitting in the wedge. And when they fit in that wedge, they create a bigger issue for you because now you're more susceptible to committing infidelity. So you need to be very, very careful about that. Who are you talking to? Who are you confiding in? Who are you allowing into your life? If it is not your significant other, the person that you see every day, the person that you may be angry with or upset about at the moment, then you're opening up yourself to the possibility that you could start a relationship with someone else. Okay? So one of the things I want you to think about along those lines is how we confide in other individuals. Do you realize when we're talking to other folks that they're listening? No, what I mean is that not only are they listening, they are paying attention. They are listening for the things that you're not receiving, the things that you want, the things that you need. And so those are the things that they use to foster a deeper relationship with you. Before you know it, you may start going to lunch with someone. That lunch may turn into more than just lunch. It may turn into dinners because now you don't want to go home because you're enjoying yourself with this other individual. And then that dinner may turn into something else. Could turn into sex. It could turn into a long-term relationship. It could turn into a multitude of things. So just think about what you're doing. Think about who you're allowing into your circle. Think about who you're allowing into your relationship. We all disagree and have issues with the person that we're committed to. That happens from time to time. We may love them, but that in love part, oh, that's cyclical. That goes up and down and back and forth. But that should never, ever change the fact that you've committed to that individual. So just the same as things are going well and you're enjoying yourself with them and you want to be with them, the same thing should be happening when things are not going well, when you disagree with them. You should take your time, figure out what's really going on, talk with them, seek to work through those differences, those issues, seek to do something different. Okay? So it's how we share information with other individuals, what we say to them, that could get us in trouble. The person that you should be sharing your most inner thoughts, your most, effective criticism about yourself and other individuals should not be anyone outside of your household. That individual should be the person that you're committed to. That's who you share that information with. What your fears are, what your dreams are, what you like, what you don't like. That is the person that you're committed to. That's who should know that information. If they don't, the problem is not necessarily them. Some of that rests with you. You should be sharing that with them. You should be giving them that information. You should be talking with them. Not just about just the everyday things. How we get the children from point A to point B. How do we, mesh the two families together? How do we achieve success, whatever our goals may be? But you want to share with your partner those intimate thoughts, those intimate things that come up for you. Could be some of the craziest things to some of the most, things that you wouldn't share with anyone, the things that you're afraid of, the things that, not necessarily just bring you joy, but the things that create fear with you, that you're concerned about. Those are the things you should be sharing with your partner and no one else. No one else. Okay? So, as I stated earlier, when you think about infidelity, it's not just about sex. However, when you create that wedge, you also create an opportunity for there to be an intimate exchange between you and that other individual. And that is something that you're in control over. That is something you can do about. You can do a lot about that particular instance when you're being sexual with someone by not being sexual with them, by realizing that, hey, you're too close to me. I'm noticing that I'm sharing a lot of information with you, but not my significant other. They don't even know these things. I'm very comfortable with you. So comfortable, I'm not this comfortable with my significant other. Those should be the signs. Those should be the cues to you that something is going on and you need to do something different. You need to be careful. You need to be mindful. You need to really think about what's going on with exchanges between you and the other individual. Because those are the times that we get in trouble. If we do not realize it, we will continue to have those type of relationships. We will continue those exchanges. And 7, 8, 9, 10 years later, it's still going on. And then it's not just an act of infidelity. Then it becomes a full-blown relationship that you've had with that other individual or individuals, as well as your significant other. Well, thank you for tuning in to Therapy with a Black Couples Therapist. I appreciate the time that you are spending with me. When you get a second, please remember just to hit the subscribe button and the like button below. And until next time, thank you for tuning in.